Hello, hello. Hi. How is everybody doing? This wonderful Wednesday afternoon. We have everybody in the house. Are you guys excited for today's session? If you can hear me loud and clear, just give me a hey, give me a hello. I see Fatin is in the house. Good evening to you. Po Cheong Ti, good day to you as well, sir. Those of you who can hear me loud and clear, I hope I'm not talking to myself. I've got everything geared up. So I'm just testing the messages, guys. All right. All right. We're ready to rock and roll. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to cover here today. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay. Today, everyone, we have another very, very exciting webinar because, again, hey, hello. Okay, all right. So Fatin can hear me. All right, gang. Thank you for your messages. Yeah. We have a very exciting session today on improving profitability by adopting autonomous robot because welcome back by popular demand. We did a webinar like this earlier, and because we got all kinds of feedback saying, wow, this is a very good session. We certainly want to know more. It's going to help our businesses, especially, ladies and gentlemen, with the progress of minimum wage. Some of you know that minimum wage has increased, and this would, at the end of the day, affect our bottom line, but not with the advent of productivity. And a lot of what we're talking about here in autonomous robotics is about helping companies, whether you're factories, whether you're shops, retail, to be more productive. And so if I can, MEPN, Machinery and Equipment Productivity Nexus, which is fully powered by Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC, has brought to you several very, very powerful topics, including this one. All right, so without further ado, let's roll into this as we're here for the next hour and a half of amazing learning and knowledge and resources to grow our businesses. All right, so if I can, many of you are new to robots, robot, what is it, and then all we have seen are those robotic arms. Have you seen those? And that's one sense of robotics. But today we have several powerful experts, who is going to share with you how that works. And many of you have seen this kind of robot. How many of you have seen this before at the Kedai Mama? Yeah. How many of you have been to the hospital? You've seen this Bella bot. Yeah, this robot got name. The name is Bella. So you have several robots like this. If you've been to the one in Taman Tun Q Bistro, you would have seen these robots as well. But today we're not talking about these robots. Today, our experts are going to talk about robots that can help your factory floor become more efficient by transferring very heavy duty material, and on top of that help you reduce to increase efficiency and reduce wastage when it comes to manpower. All right, so this is how we're going to go through today. But ladies and gentlemen, this is something that a lot of SMEs are concerned about. If I bring in robots, that replace my humans. It will replace my people. Now, people are generally concerned. What will happen to my job when you bring in a robot? This is very, very important because a lot of people are fearful of that. How many of you know what I'm talking about? But this is the thing. When you replace your routine work with robots, with machines, with functions, what can the human do? And that comes with reskilling, upskilling, and that's where the human potential really comes in. And guys, if you have not already participated in MEPN, Machinery and Equipment Productivity Nexus, a lot of our objectives is around helping you to upskill and to reskill, not just your manpower, but even the leadership transformation required so that the entire business is productive, is profitable, and definitely sustainable. Okay, so this is very, very important, and I hope you're looking forward to today's session. All right, Now, everybody, I am your moderator today. My name is Marissa Ng. Some of you have seen me before. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. Please add me. The more, the merrier. I am several roles. Okay, I'm the chairman of community engagement and development for Samantha Central. And do come and join us if you are looking for anything in particular with community. I am also one of the virtual advisors in the MEPN Productivity Nexus. So some of you, your names are very familiar because we could have met you before. Professionally, I'm the CEO and founder of the Spark Group Asia. We are the leading leadership and executive coaching company. So wherein you're looking for leadership growth, you're looking for culture transformation, you're looking for employee engagement. I want my team to be more motivated, more positive. I want them to understand and align where my company is going. I don't want to do it all by myself. Sometimes business owners are doing it on their own. They get the support of their team, and this is what we do. All right, so very, very excited to get into today. How to increase profitability by adopting autonomous robots. So that was an introduction by myself. I hope you guys are excited. Today we are going to bring an amazing gentleman. I think he has a lot of experience. You saw him on the video earlier, but this is your chance to ask him questions directly. All right, so we would love and so excited with Dr. Yong Chi Fai, who is the co-founder and director of DF Automation, and robotics. As you can see, he has been in the industry for a very, very long time, very extremely experienced. So please use every opportunity to ask him questions. And without further ado, we also have Encik Azhar Kassan, the regional director of SME Bank, who is, if I can, going to share how you participate, how you finance, and how you fund. Some of us are wondering, oh my gosh, all this looks good, but I'm going to need funds for this. I'm going to need money. And so, ladies and gentlemen, peel right into the session with Encik Azhar. And those of you yang ada soalan, you got questions, please put them down. I cannot encourage you more to take advantage of these two experts here who will share tons of experience with us. All right, and questions and answers, guys, please pop them into the Q&A atau letak saja dalam dia punya comment box, tak apa, but we are going to address all the questions at the end. All right, now, are you guys excited? Hello, only Fatin. Hello, Kak Ai. All right. So if you guys are excited, ladies and gentlemen, we want to hear from you. So the first thing we want to do is to launch a poll. How many of you know what is autonomous mobile robots? Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, please, some of you are aware. Most people yang join our webinar, dia dah tahu. Tapi I'm not so sure how to implement in my company. Tak apa. It's okay, that's why you're here. Some are not even aware. And I think I need to consider this, all right? So we've got some people, guys, coming in. Oh, wow. We have some very, very good feedback, guys. Keep it coming. Thank you very much for all your feedback. This is going to help the speaker later. Wow. Let's give it another 30 seconds. 30 saat. All right. Yes or no question. Okay. There we go. Wow, this is a very, very close tie. It's a very close tie, guys. Do you know what is autonomous mobile robot, AMR? 57% say yes. Wow, good for you. Kudos, huh? So today punya soalan akan dahsyat, because you've already heard of it. And some of you, 43% no, not yet. This is your chance to learn. All right. So very, very good. Terima kasih untuk the polls. Now, without further ado, let us welcome. I'm sure this is the topic that we're all waiting for because we saw the amazing video just now. Those of you who missed it, never mind. Please, everybody, help me warmly welcome Dr. Yong Chi Fai, who is the co-founder and director for DF Automation and Robotics. This guy has done a lot of work. Obviously, he's been supporting many countries, including Malaysia, in automating into becoming more productive And from the likes of it, I am so excited because I got a lot of questions for Dr. Young. So everybody, welcome Dr. Young. Woohoo!
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
So thanks again,
afternoon.
Miss Marisa. I really like your energy. I mean, you really pump me up. I'm going to pump this presentation more and more.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Wow, I'm looking forward.
Yep. So good afternoon, everyone, and thanks again to Embassy to invite me to do this sharing. And my topic is actually to adopting autonomous mobile robot in manufacturing industry. And just now look at the poll is very interesting. There are actually kind of 50% know about what is AMR, and another 50% what is this still not so clear what is AMR. So I try to dive into this a little bit to answer on the both side. So for that, let me quickly share my screen. Hold on, yeah. I will share some. So yeah, my name is Yong. You can just call me Yong or Chifai. I'm the director and co-founder of DF Automation. At this moment of time, I'm also an associate professor at University Technology Malaysia. I'm actually teaching robotics and also smart manufacturing. So right now in DF Automation, our main headquarters is actually in Johor Bahru, and we have branches in Penang and KL. At the end of this year, we are going to have one branch in India. So our main business focus is on the AMR, autonomous mobile robot, and also AGV, automated guided vehicle. Later, I'm going to go a little bit detail what does these two means. So right now, we are about 70 staff, and they are quite young, about 20 plus, about 30. So we love robot, and that's why we want to build robot for our customer, our factory, our manufacturing in Malaysia and this region. And this is our typical customer portfolio. A manufacture plant can be as big as 20,000 square meter. And if you've been to any production, I'm sure that you have been, or maybe you have a production line. So this is a very typical, looks like, for example, in the case, there are so many production lines. So the first thing in the morning, they need to take the component or raw material from the warehouse. So from the warehouse, they need to move to the production line. Then they do stuff, assemble, QC test and whatnot. Right after they finish, as the finished good, it need to be transferred to other places. So that's why in a day, there's thousands of goods being moved in a day in the manufacturing plant. And what happened here is that actually we rely on a physical workforce. We basically hire human or people to do the job where they sometimes need to carry up to 500 kg and actually walk around 3 kilometers in a day. So this is actually some challenges and issue. This is a low skill job. It's labor intensive, very tiring and also dangerous. It's also human factor because it's efficient. You know, there are some foreigner worker issue, theft, and so on. And of course, the reason minimum wages increases has impacted a lot of company to hire operator to do this job. And robot have been used to do this task since 1950, to be honest, and they call it as an AGV, the automated guided vehicle. But back into Malaysia and this region, it has not actually reached out to the full usability and adoption. And the main reason because it's very difficult to program, not flexible, and also very, very expensive. And that's why back in 2012, we start to have this business to provide a cost-effective, affordable, and effective solution to our customer in this region. And just now, a lot of people also ask, actually, what's the difference between AGV and AMR, right? And also the industrial mobile robot. So there are so many terminology out there, yeah. But in general, the product that we're doing is called industrial mobile robot. Industrial means the industrial. Mobile robot means a robot that can move on its own from one place to another. A mobile robot can be categorized as the air, land, and also underwater. So that's why you have the drone, you have the AGV like right now, and also the underwater vehicle. So in our cases, we are very focusing on the land, or we call it as a AGV and AMR. So now what does these two mean? This kind of robot started as an AGV called automated guided vehicle, as you can see on the left. It basically uses the technology to track the magnetic tape or induction or the color. So basically the robot are very specific to move on a piece of a tape. So that's why they call automated guided vehicle. For the last 5 years technology advancement, there's a lot of technology like sensor and also the algorithm. They move on to autonomous mobile robot where they use LiDAR sensor and they can program a little bit more complicated where you don't even need a magnetic tape or any tape on the floor. the robot can actually move very dynamically from point A to point B. And even if there is an obstacle, if there is, the rubbish and whatnot, the robot can actually do the navigation beyond. So that is the two different type of AGV and also AMR. If you ask which one is better, actually it depends on the application. AGV by cost mean is cheaper because the algorithm is simplified. AMR is a bit more high cost, but at the same time, it's a little bit more intelligent. So that's the difference between the AGV and also the AMR. And if you look into what DF is trying to do, we actually, one of our vision is to be a global market leader to provide these AMR businesses. And the key thing is not just the robot itself. Very important is actually the brain of the robot. On the right one, you can see the NetWiz and also the D-Fleet. Let me dive into these two a little bit more. NetWiz is just like a DF core product. It's like the brain of the robot. So it allows us to build more robot. Then once we have that robot, we can actually create a map, program the thing using the task template. Then we have a task runner. So, or in that way, it's like the brain of that robot. So once we have this NetWiz as a brain of the robot, the next thing is in some of a plant, you have like multiple robot, for example, 10 to 20. You need something to coordinate them. We call this as a fleet management system. So D-Fleet also our own product. So we have two core product here. Then from these two, we can actually build whatever robot that we want. So Zalfa AGV is one of our hot selling product. It's our bread and butter, to be honest. We've been selling this for the last couple of years. So same thing, we have the robot powered by the D-Fleet and Netflix. We have the controller inside. We have the motors, wheel. They have a sensor, bumper, and so on and so forth. So that make it as a robot. And well, when we talk about robot, we need to see the video. So let me play the video a little bit. So this video was captured a few years back, but it's still relevant. So first step, lay the tip. Second step, draw the map on the software, the NetWiz. And this step, program the robot. And all these are actually connected wirelessly. You can program the robot in Thailand, Mexico, while you're in Kuala Lumpur. So these are the map of our customer site. The task. These are some of the basic movement of the robot. And when the robot is hungry, the robot can auto charge itself. Safety feature. Additional I/O. Let's say you want to add certain automation on top of the AGV. And again, this is Internet of the Thing. So we have a lot of customer have a different application. So we use the same robot, by just a little bit of customization. It can be used for different, for example, to tow a pallet, to put a conveyor, to get the components. And these are the list of our customers. This one in Vietnam, it carry the trolley automatically from point A to point B. This one in Kulim Kedah. This one in Ho Chi Minh. They carry 300 kg of garment. This one in Singapore, a wafer company. And you start to see that the application is actually limitless. You can just think of anything. As long as you carry things in a factory, you can automate it. Right now, this one we have a multiple agent running. So we have the fleet management system to coordinate or to control the traffic. And the robot also can talk to the door, to open the door, to talk to the machine, talk to the robot, and also talk to the lift, whichever level that you want to go. So again, this is to achieve the smart manufacturing direction. Yep. So this is Zalfa AGV. I hope that gives you a rough idea what we are doing. If you go deep a little bit more, so you start to see that as long as you have goods to be moved, you can use robot. So this is also another example that we work on together with our partners. Right now we are in a few sushi restaurants in Malaysia, Sushi King and a few others, when you order a special sushi, normally chef bring you the food, and this time the robot send you the food. Of course, this is much smaller, but it uses the same technology, the brain, the NetBeast, and so the D-Fleet to manage the traffic. Then we tell the customer right now they come to your, restaurant because of the robot and not because of the. And again, then we start to have a more collaboration. It was 4 years back. We collaborate with a company from Denmark, Universal Robot. We add on the robot arm on top of an AGV because this is an AMR. The robot can just move but without the arm. So what we do, we put this robot arm on top and we try to illustrate a smart warehouse. So the robot go to the warehouse to pick up and go to the line, and there is a machine vision to scan whether this is the right box or not. Once this is the right one, it will put in the bag and pick up another one and move on. So these are the full integration, and we call this as an ARV, Autonomous Robot Vehicle. And right now, this one has been sold tried in Malaysia, in Philippines, and also in Malta. Okay, and this is another one that I mentioned. When we talk about robot, you don't just use one robot. You basically use multiple robots. Let me fast forward a little bit. So if you look into here, we have about 2 or 3 robots running together. The system is actually helping to coordinate everyone. And this is very, very important to have a very efficient and intelligent system to coordinate all your robots. In DF Automation, this is our business model. The first one is really the product. And I think I just now emphasized a bit on the Zalfa robot. This is our standard robot. We have standard, extension, and low back. Most of our applications, we use this. Then we have some very specific requests. So we have this ARV with a robot arm. And then also we have Cube, and Suki is for automotive, Titan is for warehouse. And during the pandemic of 2 years in 2020, we see the increment of warehouse need of the robotic. So we came up with 2 robots called Zeta. This is an autonomous pallet, and Stacker. This is also another autonomous stacker for the warehouses. And during pandemic also, we designed this robot, the food delivery robot called Machikia, and they have been used in hospital UKM, and then also for UV disinfection robot for the hospital as well. So these are some of our own core technology. So I will just skip this. And because we are actually designing this, so we can actually customize some of our specific solution for our customer. And the other model that we provide to our customer is actually the project. So we provide full solution for customer. We went into their site, we understand their requirement, then we actually can integrate to the third-party software like the ERP, MES, and so on. This is another example also that our AGV talk to the Wi-Fi, and then we can talk to the machine, PLC, conveyor, the lift, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is a typical production line. Let's say you have 10 lines, you just put iPad there, and then connect to the internet, you press a button, the robot will come to you. Rather than the robot keep on running continuously, which wastes your energy and make unnecessary trip. So in these cases, it become a little more smarter. So we also provide some custom design. These are our customer in a few places, Singapore, Malaysia, Mexico, and so on. And the third model is really the customer support. As an AJ maker, it's all hardware. So it's important to manage and to service your robot accordingly, because we are dealing with the gears, the motors. So this is where sometimes we need to clean it up. So we also have a strong team to look into this. Okay. And this is our customer. Okay, I think the main topic of today is to look into how to increase the profitability by adopting autonomous mobile robot, right? I will put this for, there's a lot of reason why you use autonomous mobile robot or any robot in a plant, okay? But in Malaysia or in this region, most of the time people are asking what is the return on investment? Then followed by the reason of reduced labor reliance. The third is improved safety. And finally, because of the smart manufacturing trend. So I start from the outline. How do we calculate or justify a robot. If today, if you ask me how much is a robot, and if I were to say it's about 80,000 ringgit, outside you will say, well, so expensive, I'm not able to buy, because it doesn't make sense, right? But if you look into this very simple yearly ROI calculation, let's say in your plant, you are actually hire one operator just to push. But if you look into related, you need two people. One is pulling, one is pushing. But let's assume you just need one workers. But because this is a 24/7 operation, you have shifts, so you need 3 workers to do the job lah. And because of the minimum wages of 1,500, plus you need to have some benefit, allowance, training and whatnot. So let's say a cost for workers is about 2,000 ringgit. And if for 1 year, you basically pay about 72,000. 3 workers times 2,000 ringgit per month times 12 months, it equal to 72,000. So how does using the robot can help to increase profitability, right? So if you look into this robot, you can use a robot to do the same thing. One Zalfa AGV, let's say it's about 80,000 ringgit. Let me show you the video. So you get a rough idea how the robots look like. So it's a Zalfa robot. We just add a customized pallet handler that it can capture the pallet automatically. Once it captures, the robot will run to anywhere that you want, as far as you want. So the robot will move. Of course, it can be tracked or trackless depending on the requirement. And we have customers that actually running in 1 day 20 kilometers. So we can imagine how many operator they can save from actually walking. And to pull this pallet is not easy. It's actually quite painful as well, because you need a lot of strength. So when it reach, it will automatically release and move on, right? So that is the Zalfa LGV, about 80,000. So from here, you can see the price point already. If I were to hire 3 workers as what I'm doing right now, I'm paying about 72,000. And of course, if I were to buy one robot, it's about 80,000. If by a simple calculation, the return on investment is about 1.1 year. In Malaysia, the return on investment is usually ranging from 2 to 4 years. If you're in Singapore or in Europe or the US, the return on investment can be much lower because of their minimum wages is way higher. So if you get 1 to 4 in Malaysia, actually considered not bad. But for return on investment, for profitability, investing in a robot is not looking into 1 year in it. You're looking into long term, because the robot can run for a long time. So if I were to look into 5-year calculation, 5 years salary, that will be 360,000, right? And let's say assumption, you need to service a robot about 10% every year, okay? About 5 years, you are paying about 112,000. And altogether, if you were to use a robot versus the operator, you are saving 248,000 just by this one so-called case study. And of course, if the robot can last for 10 years, then you are saving 500,000, about 568,000. Okay, so this is a very quick calculation of ROI. Of course, I have not considered the electricity, the training and whatnot, but this is what most of company or industry have a quick calculation on how to calculate the ROI. And the next one, people always mention about the reduced labor reliance. And a lot of things that they think this is not important, but this is very important. A lot of customers actually adopt the robot because of this, not so much on the return on investment on the monetary. If you look into this chart, this is the data that causes of failure the factory. The biggest one, 23.78%, is a procurement problem. This is human factor. 22.54% is personal human error. And the third one, 90.63%, equipment, nothing much you can do. And then the training deficit is a human factor. And if you look into these, human factor are responsible for 75 to 80% for what goes wrong in the factory. So if we were able to replace this human with, robot, then we can actually reduce a lot of failures in the factory. And again, another one is robot can help to improve safety. And most of our customers are looking into this because most of the thing they carry is up to 500 kg, some even up to 1 ton. And you're going to have some accident. These are some of the statistics. Cause of injury because of the handling, the economic, and start by vehicle, the trips. And this is all data from the Department of Statistics Malaysia. In 2020, there are about 32,000 accidents. In manufacturing alone, there's about 10,000 accidents and 83 fatality. So type of accident, interestingly, if you look into that, the first one is actually stepping on or striking against or struck by object. Then over exertion and strenuous movement. So this is where you work on something that very heavy, is not for human to do. Okay. And cause of accident, this is the working environment. So again, being in a factory is also very dangerous. So if you can, replace the human with robot, it actually increases safety for the people. So the fourth one, again, everyone is actually driving towards this Industry 4.0, and the whole picture, this is a full ecosystem, and autonomous vehicle is actually part of the big IL4 technology. So these are some of the way I would just quickly pick up a few, and maybe on, the Zeta. So again, during the pandemic, warehouse has been increasing because a lot of people buy from online, from e-commerce. So we also designed this robot that can move up to 1 ton pallet automatically. And this is so from the market that we see, it can carry and then it can move to another point. I'll just fast forward a little bit. Once it does the job, then it will just go back and do its charging. Yep. Yeah, I think that concludes my presentation. So thanks again for the attention, and looking forward for your question later on. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We're getting some really good questions inside here. Thank you, Dr. Yong. Very interesting and very insightful as well. I think it's almost no-brainer because the ROI is 1.1 years. And on top of all the other intangible benefits of safety, of error, we can't even put a price on that. And all we're putting a price on is the basic salary. I think, Dr. Yong, it's so insightful, I think, when you were showing those numbers. Yeah.
Indeed,
thank you. Yeah, we have very interested learners here, and thank you, Mr. Ko Kim Chen. We're going to move forward because I think the next part of the conversation, and Mr. Ko, if you can stay until the Q&A at the end, we will address those wonderful questions. And those of you who are interested to get in touch with Dr. Yong Chi Fai, please, by all means, screenshot this picture on your screen right now and contact contact CF Yong at dfautomation.com. So just screenshot that and then get in touch with him right away, and then you'll be able to understand your requirements a little bit better. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Yong. I really appreciated that. The next segment, oh my gosh, is I have all these requirements, and I do want to invest in a full stack of automating my factory floor, my shop floor. I want to look at this, but I do need the resources, and one of the biggest resources is funding, is financing. So without further ado, I really want to bring on the next person, but before I do that, guys, a quick poll. A quick poll. And so this poll that's coming up here, the question is, do you know what is a mandated role of SME Bank? What is the mandated role of SME Bank? The number of participants have grown since we've started. So I think a lot of people are creeping in. That's good, because we also have this on Facebook Live. So people want to ask questions, they've got to come into the webinar and ask questions. So well done for those of you who came in for the second speaker, and also very interesting part of this, because you're going to be so excited, because SME Bank is one of the banks that support digital transformation. Okay, Do you know what is the mandated role, guys? Another 20 seconds. Please answer the poll that's on your screen right now with a yes or a no. All right, let's give it a little bit more time, gang. And the verdict, okay, so yes, 33%, no, what the mandated rule for SME bank is, and the rest of 67%, no. So great, let's peel in and understand this a little bit better. All right, so thank you very much, all of you who have answered the questions. So without further ado, we want to bring an extremely experienced banker, Encik Azhar Hassan, who is the regional director of a SME bank. And he is going to talk about SME bank technology transformation financing solutions. It's always so powerful because we know that our digital transformation is going to take time, team, and money. Now, this particular segment, we're going to talk about that. And guys, peel in, because if I can, SME bank as a commercial bank has been hot on its heels, understanding all types of technologies from factory floors, manufacturing concerns that need to digitalize. And most bankers, if I can, if they don't understand what they're funding, they don't come in. Now, SME Bank has been very hot on its heels, learning about the technologies that is required by factory owners and manufacturing concerns to grow. So without further ado, I would love to pass the floor over to Encik Azhar. Woo, guys, help me warmly welcome our banker in the house. Welcome. Nice to have you again. I always love your sessions.
Hi. Thank you, Marisa.
Hi.
Thank you, Marisa, for the introduction. I will share my screen first. Okay. Thank you, Marisa. Welcome to all participants. Selamat Hari Raya to those Muslim out there still in the Raya mood. Okay, we are on this slide. I will just go through in the few slides in the beginning, just some introduction to some of us here. What is SME Bank all about? I need to reiterate and mention again, we are a DFI, Developmental Financial Institution in Malaysia. We have been operating since 2005. We are wholly owned by the government through MOF. 100% of our shares are owned by MOF. We are also supervised under the Ministry of Entrepreneur and Development, MEDEC, but now known as COSCO. And at the moment, we are present in every state in Malaysia, and we have 7 regional centers, 18 enterprise center. Enterprise center is equivalent to a branch in commercial bank, and we have a business center in Sarawak. So this next slide is I just want to highlight on the under the minister under MEDEC, Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperative. We have other colleagues who are also giving some form of financing. The main one would be Bank Rakyat. We have also Tekun down there. We have SME Corp, PNS. So we do collaboration with these parties in terms of financing, in terms of training, and in terms of handholding of SMEs that become our client or even becoming our future clients. So generally, what are the criteria of financing? Of course, when you go to a normal to a commercial bank, there are certain criteria. We also have criteria. But the fact that we are a bank, yes, we are giving out financing and we need to collect back, because most of the fund that we provide under the financing, government funds, also the money coming from all of you guys, the rakyat money. So number one, we are a fully Sharia compliant bank. So all activities that we finance should be Sharia compliant. So upfront, when you come in to us to check on whether we will check on whether we can finance your financing, your company, your activities. Usually upfront, you know, you are qualified as Sharia compliant. No issue about that, unless otherwise a clear cut that it is non-Sharia. Number two, it is important that our client is Malaysian. As mentioned earlier, we are owned by the government, and it is the government aspiration to help Malaysian. So it has to be your company, the client has to be at least 51% owned by Malaysian. This is part and parcel of giving money from Malaysian to Malaysian. The other one is the financial status and status of legal action. Those are similar with if you are going and get financing from commercial bank. The financial status, you have to be solvent. The account has to be what you call relatively good. That is normal under financial financing. Where you financial what you call record that you have. Then the other one is the last one, number 6, quite interesting. I was just telling you about financial record, but now I'm telling you, you must be SMEs with more than 6 months in operation. So yes, we do allow for you to come in, and we give you financing if you just in operation in 6 months, but we will check on the last 6 month record using your bank statement, which is, I think nowadays it is quite mandatory for all of us to have a bank statement. This is not, I think we are now in 2022. This is not the time where we tell people that we are doing and dealing our business in cash. I think those are things of the past. Let me just, this is the classification of SME. This classification is endorsed by National SME Development Council back in 2013. Basically, for you to qualify as SMEs and to qualify for those funding by the government, you have to be within this two group, manufacturing or services. Basically, those not doing manufacturing, you will be under services. You are doing construction, you will be under services. You are doing trading, you will be under services. So we are giving from micro to medium size customer. You can qualify either from the revenue part of it or from the point of view of your staff. So if, let's say, under manufacturing, your annual turnover may be 55 million, 60 million, you're not qualified. But then your staff will be less than 200 or just 60, then you are still qualified as SME. But a lot of customers have been asking, what if I am bigger than this size? Say my sale is 100 million, then my staff is more than 200, and I am in the manufacturing. Then automatically you will become a large SME. And do we finance large SME? Yes, but then you will only enjoy what the commercial customer enjoys, meaning you won't get a preferred funding like those funding provided by government. But then our rate is quite competitive to those offered by commercial bank. So yes, we still can finance you on a case-to-case basis, provided that you are agreeable to the amount or the rate that's going to be charged under the financing. Okay. Just want to highlight our single customer limit is quite small. Per customer about 50 million. Group basis, you have a few company under you, then it will be under 140 million. Why is kept small like that? In comparison to those single customer limit, if you go to other commercial bank, their single customer limit easily 400 million. But for us, it is like this. It is the what you call purpose of the establishment of saving bank to help as many SMEs as we can. So that's why, if possible, we will try to distribute and finance as many as SME as we can. So that's why we reduce the single customer limit per customer or per group. We are like any other banks, we are providing both working capital and also asset financing. The one that we are talking today is about asset financing. The one that you want to purchase tools, you want to purchase machine, you want to upgrade your factory line, all those will be under the asset financing. Okay, this is in relation to our topic today. This is what the government has come up with, the Permakasa Matching Grant financing structure. So this was launched about a year ago. Just to highlight here, this financing is actually come to almost an end of the 1 year period, availability period. But we as SME Bank is writing back to the government through Bank Negara that we want to continue and extend the period another year. We have given our what you call internally the approval, and we are talking to the respective government department to get it done. So just highlight here under this 3D, we are giving 3D meaning dirty, dangerous, and difficult, and most of the manufacturing can go into this as long as you are doing this the 3D industries. But some sectors like you see these photos, the cleaners or thing, they are part and parcel. Also, they are providing services. They are not doing manufacturing. They are also qualified under these 3D sectors, under this financing structure. So let's say the collector want to purchase the compactor. This is part and parcel of automation under this industry, under this business. Not necessarily they have to put a line, do a recycling. Recycling also is part and parcel under this. So similar to what I have mentioned earlier, you have to be Malaysian. But under this, if you are public listed, part and parcel of public listed company, as long as the shareholding by the listed co is no more than 20%, then you may be qualified and can be considered under this Permakasa matching grant. Why we mention grant here is that the financing that we give out under this is up to 1 million. And apart from the 1 million, 20% or up to 200,000 will be in the form of grant. Government grant. So that grant will be free of charge, that you will not be paying back to the government. You will only be charged profit rate of 4 to 5% per annum on the balance of 800,000. Okay, this one, this take what you call this will be updated in our website when this is what you call renewed. We are waiting for the authority to approve and extend the availability period for this financing. Number two is high-tech facility. This is by Bank Negara. It was also launched about a year ago, still available until 30th of June this year. Still got time for us to prepare the proposal and submit for you guys under this financing. This financing for working capital, both working capital and capex. But for working capital is capped 1 million. But if you are planning just to get a capex, it will be maximum of 5 million. Or capex plus working capital will be 5 million only. The profit rate is also quite competitive because this is government fund with guarantee. With guarantee meaning all the guarantee fees will be what you call absorbed by the bank. It will be 5%. If without guarantee, then it will be 3.5%. The tenure here is only 7 years, meaning most of the thing that we finance under this financing are machineries, which is technology backed. So automatically when it's technology backed, technology come and go, and technology do come obsolete. So when we shorten the period, we want our client to at least look at their machine, the technologies, and update as and when they require to update. Okay, this is another one that is relevant to our topic today. SME Technology Transformation Fund. This was launched way back in 2020. The quantum here is about 100,000 to 3 million. Profit rate about similar to the other two just now, but this one is 4.4% per annum, and the tenure is up to 10 years. Under this is widened, not only technology based. We do other thing that may not be technology based. Of course, if you want to go for automation, you want to what you call adopt to the 4.0 4.0, then it is can be done under this financing as well. Or you just want to bring in machineries which is not technology backed, then it is doable under this STTF. Let me just summarize. In the last 1 or 2 years, we would like to share under this STTF or the SME Technology Transformation Fund. We have approved 242 companies, total financing value at 175 million. Under the high-tech fund, we have approved to 10 companies with financing valued at 30 million. And the Permakasan matching grant, we have given out to 28 companies with financing totaling 22 million. If you are looking at the average size of the financing is ranging from 500 to about 2-3 million per customer. So I just want to share there are some common reason, common yes and no in terms of when we approach our client in terms of automation, or even going ahead and invest into this automation. Number one, I will separate these two. Number one, the group that say yes to automation and come in and invest some money, and we finance part of it. And the other group is the company that say no to automation. Okay, let just go to the yes to automation. Number one reason is they want to create competency. So there are companies that go for bidding, they go for tendering, and so many try, and the answer to them is no, just because of they do not have the competencies. And with some addition of maybe tool, machineries into their asset, then maybe that will elevate their profile and become what you call qualified for a certain job that is offered. Particularly those this is particularly those in the oil and gas industries, where competencies are very important when you want to go for bidding jobs offered by the oil and gas majors. Number two, the reason is to increase capacity. They already have automation or partial automation, and they want to go fully automated and increase the capacity. Maybe for the last 5 years, their capacity of production maybe say equivalent to 10 million. Now they want to increase it to 50% or 30%, something like that. And the third reason that why one number of customers say yes to automation is to increase efficiency. They see it is very important for them to be efficient, because efficiency will number one, will increase your productivity. Number two, will reduce your cost in the long run. That's why they are willing, usually under this group, they are already in automation. But by bringing in new technology, new machineries, new tool, they become more efficient in terms of their productivity, their delivery of jobs, something like that. And now we look at those who said, no, I don't want to do automation. I don't want to invest in this asset. Number one reason that we find out is cost. Cost is because this is very subjective. To certain industry, to certain company, 100,000 is a small investment. But to certain group of customers, particularly micro or the lower end of SMEs, 100,000 is a big amount for them to invest. So that's why they put aside this automation first due to high cost. Number two is traditionally run business from father, the grandfather, father, now them. So while the father is still behind making some decision, so usually they are happy what they have, even though they have been churning out the same amount of sale, the same amount of profit in the last 5 to 10 years, and they are okay with that. So this group, they are just not willing to. It's not because of course they have the money. It is sometime maybe they do not. Maybe they do not. Maybe Dr. Yong can what you call talk to these people and change their mindset. Maybe they do not believe this automation would help, and in terms of what you call increasing their business profitability. Because just now Dr. Yong shares how big it was in terms of value, ROI, and what you can save when you do automation. And number four, of course, this given they are fully automated. I don't need to. Maybe I will come back and do new investment, add up a new machine in the next 2-3 years. We have met a few of these customers who are already fully automated, happy with them. Of course, we follow through with them. We finance in terms of working capital or on other things. But we do keep in touch with them if they want to add on in terms of capability or capacity into our machinery, or they want to open up another factory, something like that. So just to share with you, these are some of the other programs available in SME Bank. So many. These are only a few that I want to put up in the slide. Actually, we have more than 20 that we can share with you. If you can email me afterward when Marisa share my email afterward. Maybe you are not into automation, you are not into this yet, but you want to strengthen your trading part of it, you want to strengthen a certain angle of your business, you can talk to us, and we see how. And we always open in terms of requirement from the other angle of your business. Okay, these are some mandatory document that usually being requested by our officers. It is quite lengthy, but these are mandatory, and those documents that are easily what you call accessible to you guys. Things like registration, management account, latest management account, audited account, bank statement. Those are things that is your everyday documents, macam bank statement. I think as a business owner, you either yourself or you put somebody in charge of your bank statement to see whether you are on track and everything intact as per your. You may not be doing it every day, but it is very important that you track what you have been doing. If you have your monthly target, your quarterly target, yearly target, these are some of the tools that you can use. That's why we want you to share with us all these documents for us to what you call assess and see how we can assist in terms of financing. So I think I have spoken most of what I want to share today. If you have any question, do share it with us afterward. Then later you can also email me direct if you want to have a session. We are still open because we are DFI. We are not only providing financing, we are also give what you call, we can discuss, talk things out, how I can share few of my knowledge. Of course, tak banyak. I only been working as a banker about 28 years, tak banyak. But then we can share here and there experience that I have gone through with other successful entrepreneurs. Maybe we can just share their similarities, their difference that we can share, then that benefit you all. So with that, thank you for listening. Hope to see you all in the future. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Encik Azhar. Being your presentation, I mean, I always experience you sharing different things and a lot of knowledge. And I only 28 years. That's a lot of experience as a banker. So thank you very much. Everybody, I hope you found that very, very useful. For those of you who are new to SME Bank, based on your poll earlier, this is it. You now have direct information from our regional director, Encik Azhar Kasan. So guys, let me make sure that you get in touch. Please, everybody, can you just screenshot this on your slide? Just talk to Encik Azhar and his team. Yeah, as you know, SME Bank is actually related to our government of Malaysia. So along with our initiatives to grow our country, SME Bank has been very much in consultation with all of our SMEs with only one interest, which is to support our nation to grow. Yeah, it's very different from being a commercial bank. Okay, so guys, please, if you've already screenshot this, Azhar at smebank.com.my. All right, so I'm going to invite our panel, both Encik Azhar and Dr. Yong, to come on back. We're going to get into question and answer. So if I can, I'm just going to stop screen share and I'm going to refer to some of the questions. So I hope Mr. Ko Kim Chen, are you still around, Mr. Ko? All right, thank you so much, Azmaniza. Very, very good. Thank you for joining us. Our first question, Mr. Ko is asking, will the AMR have fleet management system? I believe you answered that, Dr. Yong. Okay, and I think there's also a follow-up question here. Most of the AGV video is interesting. Will you show more details about AMR? I think you went on to do that. And Mr. Ko's follow-up question, we are looking for AMR and fleet management system, which target able to pull over 500 kilograms of items. We have AGVs and we would like to customize our existing AGV. Is it doable? Okay. All right, Dr. Yong.
Yep. Let me bring up the question. I think the first one is AMR with the fleet management system. Actually, it's two different things. So when we talk to the customer, when they buy a Zalfa AG, for example, it has the software to run the robot on its own, the NetBeans and so on. They need the fleet management system when they have more robot or multiple robot. For example, they have like 10 robots, then they need a defleet. So this one going to be installed in their server. Then all the robots are communicating with the Wi-Fi, then the server going to coordinate. So that is the NetBeans and also the defleet. So back into the question to cannot find a kg to have a fleet management system is possible to be done. About the customization, then I need more information. For example, is this AGV that currently on the site is PLC based or PC based? And then because our fleet management system are based on Linux, then there should be a lot of customization required if they are not using the same platform. So most of the time, we advise a customer to use our robot. But of course, there are some customers that some of our customer AGV, they have the REST API or other protocol. They allow us to tap in. Then it's easy to integrate together. So the answer for this question is possible. We need to understand more the requirement. And at some point, sometime, if they have, again, the interface for us to communicate, we can do that. But if the robot is based on PLC, normally it's very difficult to handshake with this kind of robot. So that's a quick answer for that question.
And Mr. Ko has added, there are 50 AGVs on site now. So I suppose that is a requirement. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ko, for the question. And thank you, Dr. Yong. Certainly getting in touch with yourself to understand the requirements deeper will be useful. Yeah. All right. Thank you. We have more questions coming along. So if I can just, I think this question is for Encik Azhar. Po Chong Ti, I hope you're still around, Po. Can a company waiting so long for industry forward intervention fund from MIDA to apply on SME technology transformation fund? Okay. Industry forward is intervention fund under the manufacturing related service SME company, and Po's company is under the logistics services sector for robotic automation process projects. Yeah. So maybe over to you, Encik Azhar.
Certainly can. Maybe afterward, get in touch with me via email. I think we have our counterpart in MIDA to help out on this. At the same time, you can also apply under STTF. So in fact, we can integrate the two. I'm not sure whether it is funding or is it a grant under that industry forward. But if it's a grant, then we can go ahead and apply under STTF and use that grant later. So meaning your requirement under this the whole thing that you want to do, you finance it under STTF, then later when the grant comes in, you settle it. So it is what you call we have done this where we collaborate with MIDA. We know some of our clients receive certain grant from MIDA. So, but then of course, when it's grant, the TAT is quite lengthy, approval, everything. So, but then thing on the ground need to move. So that's why we come in and what you call collaborate, and we do this. Hopefully, Paul can contact me afterward through my email. Then we'll see what we can do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Encik Azhar. Definitely facilitating the process of even grants that we have applied with other government institutions. So thank you, Paul. I hope that was useful for you. Please get in touch directly with Encik Azhar. Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you. Yes, hope Encik Azhar can help to improve. Yes, absolutely. Make it faster. Absolutely. Yeah. These are times of growth and also times of a recovery from the pandemic, and the 2 years has been something that a lot of businesses have been waiting out. So now is the time to step on the gas pedal. So hopefully, Paul, you get that support as well. All right. Any other questions, gang? Any other questions, everybody? How many of you found today's session useful with the panelists? Say yeah. Has it been good? If you've learned a lot, please join me. Say thank you to our panelists. Very useful. Thank you, Boon Sao. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. I'm going to finish off today's sharing. We have one last exciting opportunity for you. Wow, Ko Kim Chen. So panelists, Encik Azhar, Dr. Yong, goes without saying, everybody really enjoyed. Mr. Ko, thanks for sharing. Fruitful sharing. Wow. Azmaniza, good. And thank you very much. Thanks from Boon Sao. Okay, so the webinar recording will be available for you. Ladies and gentlemen, as a wrap up today, yeah, thank you for all your participation. You make the difference. Now, if I can, we are going to finish off today. For many of you, you should know that MEPN, Machinery and Equipment Productivity Nexus, this entire webinar is brought to you by a very active Nexus, MEPN. You should also know that there is a business advisory clinic. Yeah, I am one of the MEVAC advisors, so I'm one of the virtual advisors. If I can, you have areas of consultation in business development and operation, technology, digitalization, human resources, supply chain management, marketing and branding if you're positioning your business, as well as government assistance and facilitation. So if any of you are interested, please, again, screenshot this, don't lose it. But go on this QR code and quickly register yourself. MEPN will match you, your challenge, and match you with the right advisor to overcome these obstacles. And I'm one of the advisors as well, all right? On top of many other people that will add value to your business. Sometimes kita hanya perlu, we need somebody to spark the light bulb. Like today, a lot of light bulbs went off, right? Now imagine you will have one-to-one consultation with our advisors, again, fully provided to you by Malaysia Productivity Corporation. Bagus, huh? So guys, please screenshot this and we can talk later. For those of you, you want your e-certificate, just a little bit of housekeeping. Please email arahman@mpc.gov.my to get your certificate. We will also very much appreciate your feedback. We will send it to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, please note that all of these great events are coming to you. All these great speakers are coming to you because of your feedback. So as long as you continue sounding out to us, what do you wish? What do you want to learn? What is the exposure? What is the awareness? And you participate in the polls, we can bring you more. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, all these sessions are for you to expedite your growth in business. All right, so without further ado, Thank you very much. Last words from Dr. Yong and Encik Azhar. Last words, and then we will conclude today's session. Maybe Dr. Yong dulu?
Yeah, thanks. I think if you want to look into the automation, start small first and slowly go bigger. And I think one important thing is the awareness and the culture. So the mindset need to be there. So yeah, start small, then slowly go big.
Wow, very, very good. Start small and grow big. Thank you, Dr. Yong. Over to you, Encik Azhar. Words of wisdom.
I want to echo Dr. Yong. Start small, grow bigger. Because as I said earlier, the number one deterrent is cost. Start small first, see how it contribute to your business. Then, of course, the financing part of it, worry later.
Yeah, very, very good. Very, very wonderful words of wisdom. Thank you so much, everybody. Mr. Po, thank you very much. Lots of info sharing. Thank you, Fatin. Thank you, Mr. Y.H. Tong. Great, and thanks to everyone. Wow. So everybody, on behalf of MPC, on behalf of MEPN, and also on behalf of Samantha, those of you who want to know more with the Small and Medium Enterprises Association, please come and log in to samantha.org and do join us. We work very closely with the likes of MPC, Martrade, MDEC to get more SMEs to go digital. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for all your participation and all the best. Please connect with our wonderful panelists for more support. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care and bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.